If you didn't catch last week's episode, I, alongside my best friends, aka the Sickos, are currently in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean on a remote island chain known as the Azores. As cliche as it sounds, we're on a mission to have the trip of a lifetime and score hidden waves, epic adventures, and yes, all the unforgettable memories that come with that. But as my time here winds down to an end, I realize there's a lot to this story that needs to be told. 3 weeks into the Azores, and the crew and I have begun to get a lay of the land here. We've spent the majority of our time exploring the island for waves and embracing the adventure along the way, but in between it all, we've done our fair share of sightseeing and playing tourist. Honestly, perhaps what's had me more excited than surfing itself has been watching the waves that this island produces. For most of our time here, the ocean has been too big for my britches, and I can officially say that the Azores rivals Hawaii's power and size, and some of the waves that I've been lucky enough to witness had me thinking just how much of a field day a professional like my old boss Mr. O'Brien would be having here.
God!
As days inevitably passed, my friends and I eventually had our windows for surf. And let me tell you, those drives never got old. Now, don't get me wrong, I'd much rather be in the water scoring, but especially when in a place like this, I couldn't help but just to appreciate the drive along the way. And I'm super proud to say that in my time here, I was able to see a lot of what the island had on offer. From its alien landscapes in the west to its Hawaii-esque mountains in the east, or the rolling farm hills in the north, contrasted by the bustling city in the south, the island just felt like it had it all. But my favorite visuals from the Azores are exactly where I'd like this story to continue. When the crew and I arrive for the first time at a wave we've heard is the best on the island when it gets good. But the key is when.
There's no way that's the wave.
I don't think it's big enough, dude. It's gotta be it. Gnarly, but you can see how it could totally pick up if the swell was bigger from a little deeper.
No, we gotta wait for a set, guys, because we just need bigger waves for this to work at all.
I just refuse to believe that that's it, dude. It could totally be around that bend. The picture I saw, I swear, was right, dude. It was like an A-frame. There, maybe, though. Oh, God, that was sick. Yeah, watch this one.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Or maybe it's down there. That's not it.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Dude, that's literally on the rock.
No, I know, but when it breaks. Okay, but that is definitely.
Yeah, imagine it bigger, though.
This might be.
If it breaks out where it's at right now, it should be on.
As you can tell, the crew and I were pretty excited about this one. I mean, we were in fairyland and just found a mysto wave that looked like it was kind of starting to work with every passing minute. Charlie, Will, and I jumped in the water to see if we could get our hands on any of it, but to be expected, it was pretty damn sketchy.
What you gonna do now when the light begins to fade? Staring in wonder at the shadows you made.
It just needed to be bigger. The only person I could really see charging this wave of this size was someone like Mason Ho. The wave barreled so hard, but not without its fair share of rocks in the middle of the damn tube. We only caught a few waves before we bailed, and none of our rides were really anything special at all. It was really just scary as the wave boiled up and sucked itself onto big boulders. That being said, we all could see its potential, and it's a wave I certainly hope to revisit again, at least once in my lifetime. More than anything though, it was a special place that I was just grateful to have experienced. And now, let's fast forward a few days later, where I'd like to give you an inside peek at what our daily drives hunting for waves really look like.
It kind of reminds me of you know, like those rugs that you have in like kindergarten where there's like the farm and the school and you're like supposed to drive a little car up like a little happy town. That's what it's like. Only in Azores are you stuck on the highway behind a tractor.
Oh yeah, look at him leading the charge. It's a weird looking tractor.
Hey man, that tractor has feelings.
I remember Forrest back in London was getting bent over backwards by Big Susie, remember that?
Oh yeah.
Big Susie. Yeah.
And we were just doing nothing, you know, man, like we weren't really like, we're just skimboarding around and skating around. Doing a bit of K in London.
Doing a bit of K. What is K?
I don't know, but I feel like they always have like some weird name for a drug, like doing a bit of guzzy.
We're scoping a wave right now. Check this place out. Beautiful views, hidden left point breaks. That's just what the Azores provides.
It looks like it's probably pretty good, man.
Yep, from up here. That's the wave.
What do you think, Muffin?
Look at that there.
We're at the level of surfing where like sometimes we're like, oh, that was sick. And then most of the time it's like, who's this kook?
God, yeah.
There's like 90% kook moments, and 10% of the time we're all like,
it's
whoa,
like
how
we
the hell
tap
did you
into
do
like
that?
kiting skills and it's like, holy f, that was sick. I actually think
it looks pretty sick, dude.
You can. Oh, it's like 5.7 the break.
I think it's on, dude.
Now this wave was cool. We had to hike nearly 30 minutes down a rad cliffside trail, passing horses and bamboo forests along the way. When we got to the wave, it was sure enough not so great. I mean, there were golden nuggets, there always is, but for the most part, it was just too big and unmanageable. I had no idea where to be, and there was honestly this pretty creepy rip current, and I wasn't sure where it would take me. So without wasting much time, we hung up the helmets and journeyed onward. Eventually, this one day came around that was classic. Honestly, it was after a big night out on the town where we experienced some fun Azores nightlife, and I remember it was cold as hell. But me and the guys were in that funny hangover mood, and we spotted a wave we expected to be pretty shit, but we thought we'd give it a go. Of course, after we got some laps on the nearby diving board. Surf actually ended up being pretty sick. There's nothing better than having zero expectations, and then it's more fun than you think. On top of that, this was my second session on my Junie, and I couldn't believe the difference in the way I surfed when I'm on this thing. The less foam in the board instantly helped my turns, and I just felt so much more agile.
Just be patient, my son.
But in relativity to the surfs that I've scored in my life, I wouldn't call it super memorable by any means. And perhaps, other than the day we scored last week, that was kind of the story for all the surfs on this trip. And I realize now that there's a pretty deep metaphor for life on that. You see, I think we as humans often overthink this life. I think we get caught up in prioritizing our end goal too much, such as catching the wave, when in the grand scheme of it all, it's the moments before the wave that make the ride that much more special.
Get a chance to close my eyes if you're gonna make it soon.
I know as an athlete, and sometimes even within my journey of becoming the filmmaker I dream of, I find myself too focused on where I want to be as opposed to where I currently am.
All I ever was, afraid to take the plunge. I heard too many things, I prayed that they were wrong. But I'm still happy now. Just think of
As I piece together this film and recall my memories from the Azores, I now recognize that the process is the purpose. Because at the finish line of this game we call life, it's the little moments along the way that I know I'll cherish the most.
I'm missing the seas I'd swing when I used to truly everything I had to bring. I'd given everything. I just wanna live in bliss. Baby, can you grab this wish? You're the piece that might just fit in my puzzle that's in